Hello, I'm EnterElysium and welcome to Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. So, first up, this is a sponsored video. It's sponsored by Big Ben, so thank you to them. But that does mean that you'll have my standard disclosure, which is that because it's a sponsored video, there'll be a bias, even if it's only an unconscious, innate, implicit bias, and because of that, I'm going to try and stay away from any of my opinions because they could be coloured, so I'll leave that up for you to decide. You can make up your own mind based on the footage you see here. That's my standard disclosure. Anyway, so Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr, and there's a link down below where you can follow the thing to get the game. This is going to be a very long title. I'm going to have to figure out how to get this on YouTube. Has a Season 1 update that is now out on PS4 and Xbox One. I'm actually playing on PC with a 360 controller because I don't actually have the technology, the wherewithal, the bits and bobs to record off my PS4. I actually own a PS4 now. That's weird. I haven't really had a main console properly that I've played for like 8 years. So that's weird. It feels weird. But I do actually have one now, but I don't have the way to record on it. So I'm actually recording on my PC right now with a 360 controller. 360 controller, more comfortable than the PS4 controller, I think, still. All the way back to, you know, what was it? How long ago has Xbox 360 controller been around? It's got to be like 12, 13, 14 years. Anyway, so the Season 1 update, which is 3 and consists of a whole load of new stuff, a new sector, new enemies. The Drukhari, which I'm just going to call the Dark Eldar from now on, is now out on Xbox One and PS4. And so we're going to play some of the new content. I think we'll also play a little bit of the DLC, because there is a DLC that covers them. So if we go over here, Mind Plague, I think that's the one that's versus the Drukhari. Play that. So, those of you wondering what Warhammer 40k Inquisitor is, Inquisitor Martyr, yeah, long name, is it is a game a bit like Diablo. It's that sort of third-person RPG with loot, skills, and all that jazz, set in the Warhammer 40k universe where you play an Inquisitor. And I know that there's a lot of baggage that goes along with the whole canon and background and the lore of 40k. I'll try and explain as we go along, because people seem to like that. I'll also explain why Big Ben is not a tower. People keep thinking Big Ben is a tower. It's not, it's a bell. It's actually the nickname for a bell. It's not actually the official name for the bell. Anyway. Right, Inquisitor. An unexpected incident occurred on the upper levels of the Habitat Spire when mercenaries inexplicably attacked a merchant guild. The armed militants are currently in the process of destroying the shrine of the Imperial Creed at the Trade Hall. The incident was flagged as a moderate threat by mind-linked Ordo Scryers after the assailants appeared to be possessed by unsanctioned malevolence. Contain the situation and cover the motives behind the incident. So, we have a priority assignment, we have a mission, and we can choose a few ways to go about it. Our starting action can be, have the Adeptus Arbites. They're kind of like a very militant FBI. They're not just police. Each planet has its own police force. The Adeptus Arbites are more focused on kind of big crimes against the Imperium as opposed to petty local crime. Use the ventilation system, release a tranquilizer agent into the area, seal off the building to contain the situation. I mean, moving with all haste could be a little bit, you know, too early, but it might be a good idea to try and halt what's going on. Use the ventilation system, release a tranquilizer agent. Could be good. We don't know if it's going to be effective against people possessed by unsanctioned malevolence, though. Or seal off the building. I'm kind of thinking sealing off the building is probably a good idea. I think that's like rule 1 is just contain the situation, then deal with the situation. Step 2 is dealing with it. Step 1 is contain it. And I know that that's maybe not the sexy option, but I'm going to go with seal off the building because I don't want them getting out. The violence was successfully contained inside the trade hall. The Arbites team holding the perimeter are now considered collateral damage, as we lost contact with them some time ago. Okay, so we got a little bit on the success, a little bit on the collateral damage. Technical, sensorium, and cognitive support is now operational. Field Butcher Chirurgeon units are standing by to scour the area and process all valuable cadavers insertion. Okay, so we can go on the mission now. Sweet. Oh. Yes, there we go. Crazy mercenaries massacred everyone in sight, and now they're wandering aimlessly in the incident site. They are not standing down and still pose a clear threat. Okay. Corrupted Dissembler. Rebel veteran with a plasma rifle. That's not good. Corrupted eradicator. Oh, you look scary. Imperial facility. Okay. So, if we have a quick look, you can see that this is rated a 1360 power level mission, and I'm 1350. So there's a slight penalty to my damage and how much damage I take. That's not really going to have much of an effect. So let's just dive in and have at it. Now, I am set up as a Psyker. There's basically 3 classes in inverted commas. I think the Crusader and the Assassin are the other 2. But I'm a Psyker because Psykers are awesome. Dangerous to themselves, but awesome. And I have 2 different kits. You can switch between them in the middle of the mission. If you switch, it does put all your powers on cooldown, though. But I kind of dig what I've got.
100,000 worlds, 100,000 wars. There is no respite. There is nowhere to hide. Across the galaxy, there is only war.
Alright, calm down, Cassis. So, this is my first setup, which has Force Lightning, because Force Lightning is awesome. And this is my second setup, which is basically fire. It's all about fire. So, we're going to try out the first setup to begin with. It's got Force Lightning, it's also got some AoE stuff. This is more about kinetic attacks and Biomancy, which is Force Lightning, and a lot of buffs, which are based on precognition. My Y and B powers are still cooling down because I switched. Damn it. Okay, well, I'm going to use my left trigger and right trigger one, which is basically I can't remember what it's called. It's basically a premonition. It's when you die, instead of dying, you go back to 50% health, but your warp meter goes big, high. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't... There we go. I hit the triggers at the wrong time. There we go. Left and right trigger are now active, and I now have the thing that if I die, I will not die the first time around. And Y and B are now active. Great. I think one of them is a don't take damage for a little while. Hi.
I slay in thy name.
Ah, love the Biomancy. It's so good. And the other one is a temporary, like, slight damage buff. Now, I also have this. Which is my basic attack, which I press A for. That's actually the attack that comes with the staff. Because it's a force staff, as I use my psychic powers, I build up heat. You can see down... you see the bottom panel where it's got my left and right trigger power. Around that power is a meter. That's my warp heat. I generate warp heat as I do things to do with psychic powers. So that doesn't cause warp heat. This does.
Who are you to stand against me?
There we go. Luckily not too much. Now, if I use my force staff, that actually channels this warp heat out and throws it as an attack. It's not a super powerful attack, but it does allow me to drop my warp heat meter. Generally, warp heat's a bad thing, but there are some ways you can make it a reasonable thing. Oh, hello, open gunner. I'm gonna buff. And then AoE. Oh yeah, take that. Oh, I'm suppressed. Oh, so that's demons just appeared because I may have maxed out my warp meter. Yeah, let's try and drop our warp meter a little bit. There we go. And heal up. Now I have a limited use inoculator, which does increase my health, but it also does a couple of other effects. Mostly I use it when my health is getting low, but we're down to 3 out of 5 charges. Well, you know what? We'll switch to the fire so you can see the fire. I haven't used this up in a while. We still got the same one with the little skull icon down there. I think that's just the general buff. B is basically makes my body covered in fire. Makes me hard to injure with fire, but also increases the damage of my fire attacks by 50%. And everything I have here is a fire attack, which is great. Even the force staff I have. And hi. Fire! Please die. There we go. Fire, 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 fire. Fire's awesome! And air effect fire. And I believe the actual Force Staff has an AoE rather than just a single target attack.
For the Emperor!
No, we've damaged the statue. Was it a bad statue or a good statue? I don't know. Also, my Molten Beam is a pretty decent single target attack. I don't think it's quite as good as some of the stuff in the Biomancy tree that I've got, though. Oh, Rebel Sergeant. No die. Thank you. And is this loot? It is indeed loot. Ah, just some crafting material. So, this is Inquisitor Martyr. The Season 1 update basically covers a whole load of stuff with the Chukari, the Dark Eldar. If you're not familiar with Warhammer, just when I say Dark Eldar, just insert in your mind evil space elves. If you're feeling fancy, sadistic space elves. You won't go too far wrong. That's frag grenades. I'm not carrying frag grenades because I'm carrying extra psychic powers instead. Because psychic power is awesome. Oh. And hello there.
You are guilty.
And air effect. Hello.
Repent.
So the Season 1 update is completely free. It is, of course, on all the consoles. Oh, hello. Hello. No, no. That's a lot of Ogrins. No. Bad Ogrins. Bye. Bye. Demented Psyker. And out the way. Can I kill the Demented Psyker? Yes, I can. Took a while. Trying to talk about the game here, guys. Come on. Give me a second. Oh, it's a Rebel Commander. Ah! You know what? I'm going to change back to the other tree. Activate my if I die, I don't die power.
Recoil, unclean.
Oh, I love the Biomancy Lightning. It's so good.
Off with you.
Problem is my debuffs are still on cooldown. You're tough. Right, there we go. Well, they're not debuffs, sorry, they're buffs. There we go. As the screen is getting a bit purple, by the way, that means that my warp heat meter is getting a little bit high. Ooh. Yoink. Ooh, what was that? There's a purple in there. Destruction Amplifier. Right, that's a consumable that I think for 5 missions gives me plus 50% damage. I've actually got one already that I just haven't activated because I didn't want to make it look too much like a walkover, which plus 50% damage would certainly have an effect if I'm doing a mission that's only my level. They really allow you to take on missions of much higher levels. Okay, there's a big bad over there. Yeah. Alright, let's get these back to top power level.
I slay in thy name.
AoE. Rebel Sergeant, please die. Thank you. Anyway, as I said before, I was rudely interrupted by enemies of the Imperium. The Season 1 update is now on the consoles and all that, and it's completely free. It has a little bit of a campaign, and it also has a load of new enemies. Now, I think we find out in this that the Chukari are behind it, and I'm only guessing that because, to be honest, the picture of the DLC has Dark Eldar on the front cover. So I've been given a little bit of future knowledge there. AoE. There we go. Tech Shrine. Ooh. Yay! It also increases the level cap, increases the item level cap, increases how much XP you get from missions by 50%. AoE. Boom. There we go. Who's up here? This is just a purge mission, so I just got to kill everyone. There's no, oh, hello. Fancy mission objective. Uh-oh, I maxed up my warp meter. That means bad effects are happening. As you can see, there's like area effect things going on. Yeah, I probably should try and drop that. There are certain builds that you can do that focus around being at high warp heat all the time. It can be dangerous. There are certain perks that you can stack, like the perk that allows you to have much higher probability of having beneficial warp effects, and another one that gives you a lot of damage when you're at max. I haven't got those. In fact, if anything, I've got the opposite. I think I've got a perk that gives me extra damage when I'm at no warp heat. Which right now I'm benefiting very little from, because right now I'm kind of in the middle. Where are the more enemies? There's some enemies left, and they need to be purged. Purge, purge, purge. Come here. Come here. Right, this looks damaged. Did I do this, or was that them? Considering there are no enemies here, and this looks like someone I've burned. Do I recognize these people? Did I burn them? Oh well. Hi there! No hiding from the Inquisition.
One last push and the victory is ours.
Ow, 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 that hurt. Alright, sod it. Let's go with this one. Hello! Warp lightning!
Perish. Hell.
Warp lightning for you. Warp lightning for you. Warp lightning for you and you. There we go.
Serve the Emperor well, Inquisitor.
You deserve that. That's what you get for hiding. You don't hide from the Inquisition. Let's get out of here. Mission success. Trying to hide from me. Right, let's see what we got. Other than the normal drops. Personal teleporter, warp-bound armor. It's not as good as mine. I've got relic armor. Ooh, a rare inoculator. Which does no healing. Now, the inoculator is not just for healing. I did use it for healing there, but if you have a look, it does innate healing, actually. It does. I think that's just you get HP. I don't think that's from the inoculator. I think that's just a HP cap. It's got 3 greens and a yellow. Yellow's a buff. Greens, I think they affect cooldown or something. Anyway, none that's particularly good to me. The most have been all put down like rabid beasts without any survivors. Field butcher Chogan units are processing the corpses. Auto-savants are working on identifying the cause of the deviant behavior. Meanwhile, we've alerted other similar incidents in progress. This is the unnatural behavior that's affected the crew of a void ship. Okay, so collateral damage is very low. You know, good for us. Success level still low. That's overall. That's in the assignment. That's not for the particular mission. But we're doing well. Reward for completing mission. We got a sword that I won't use, an auto pistol that I probably won't use, warp-bound armor that I won't use, sword I won't use, and another warp-bound armor. Okay. Yeah, I've got some really good kit right now, so I'll take it. Ah, my inventory's full. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I have to do inventory management. I may. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff sitting around. Are you any good? No, it's a relic staff, which means it's a super shiny one. There's like 4 tiers. It goes common, mastercraft, rare relic. Oh no, there's 5 tiers. Artificer relic is the last one. Yeah. So common, which is the grey, blue mastercraft, green rare, purple artificer, relic orange. Yeah. This is actually like not that good. It's 110 damage, which if you look at the skill, which is what's going to matter, it's 102 DPS. That's what's going to matter. If we have a look at what we've got over here, what was that, a heat one? Yeah, heat. Let's compare like for like. We've got 201 DPS. The cooldown is 1 second, so it's faster cooldown, but the DPS works out pretty good. Plus it's knockback and high suppression area effect. Suppression is the other bar. Everyone has 2 meters. They have suppression meter and HP meter. HP, you kill them. Suppression, you basically massively debuff them. If they've got a lot of suppression damage, they will not be doing as much to you. Anyway, I'm going to go and do some inventory management. Probably sell and render down some of these for scrap or whatever I feel like doing. And I'll be right back. Okay, I have sold and rendered down a lot of stuff. In fact, my inventory now consists of just some of the items I just got as rewards, which is a surprisingly large number of things. Yay, teleporters that I won't use because I'd have to replace my psychic focus, which is way too good. It also gives me an extra slot for psychic focus instead of a silly teleport thing. Like, don't get me wrong, people who aren't psychics get a lot of abilities to pick from because their gear provides it. Psychics basically have to give up those in exchange for more powers, which is fine. I could totally use this for extra damage. I'm tempted, but you know what? We might just leave it for this episode and we'll have a normal mission without crazy power levels. The Imperial Navy lost contact with a supply vessel after it sent a distress signal. The last legible transmission described an inexplicable mind plague that turned the crew into gore-thirsty maniacs. The case is clearly linked to the previous incident. Board the void ship, purge the afflicted, and scour the ship's data stacks for evidence. Okay. Sure. Rebel guardsman, rebel heavy gunner. Let's do it. Someone's going to pay. Anyway, yeah, Inquisitors basically are people in charge with kind of ultimate power. There's very little they can't do. Politically, there are a lot of constraints on them. Like, you obviously can't go to, like, the Lord Governor of a subsector and be like, hey, mate, yeah, I'm going to put a bullet in your head. Like, technically you can. Technically. But also, politically, you can't.
Electrospectral scanning revealed multiple entry nodes to the mnemonic network. Locate cogitator stations to gain access. May the Omnisire guide your hand.
Kill the heretic!
Hi. The Imperium is a very big entity. It covers the entire galaxy, give or take. And because of that, it's kind of a mess. So politically, there are a lot of things you can and can't do, and a lot of people have very large amounts of power because of the areas they control. Okay, air effect. Lightning. More lightning. Lightning for you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the effect that I have here, the one with the skull, I can't remember what it's called, is plus 100% damage on the first attack against someone. Which means that, you know, I blow a lot of things up first time. The Ogrins, my first attack is like half their health. It's all good stuff. Okay, that's annoying. Come here. AoE! Oi, thank you. Please don't.
I will rip your mind into shreds.
Now, this mission isn't just a simple kill mission. I have to actually activate and access the cognites, the computers. Oi, Rebel Sergeant, no. Come here. I need to secure the area.
Who are you to stand against me?
Thank you. Right, let's now access the cognates.
Accessing hostile network. Data siphon protocols initiated. Warning, enemy response teams nearby. Prepare for contact.
Alright.
Witness.
Yeah, well, that contact was kind of easy. Don't worry, I got just any more. Yeah, and like many things like Diablo, these sort of RPGs, you can play this multiplayer. In which case I wouldn't have to keep going to the computer and back again. Please die. Thank you. Someone could just do this and, you know, I could run around and shoot people while they do that. Luckily for me, I am super powerful. Cause Force Lightning!
Data transfer complete. Terminating access. We've got a good deal of information, but there's more. Locate other cogitator stations.
Now the benefit of this mission is, if I can't find somebody, it doesn't matter, I don't have to kill them. I just have to find the data stations, which is easy enough. Although, I don't want to miss any nice loot. Now, Inquisitors themselves are kind of in a hierarchy. You have your basic Inquisitors, then you've got your other Inquisitors, then you've got your other Inquisitors, and then you get eventually to, like, your Lord Inquisitors. They don't actually have any official ranks other than Lord Inquisitor and Inquisitor, I believe. It depends. Different areas can, technically, because different, I think it's different sectors have their own orders. Hi, oh, I forgot to put my buffs on. There we go. Yeah, the first time extra damage buff is great. First time I hit you, I do twice as much damage. Yes, please.
Now you are gone.
I don't know why I'm killing everyone. I can just skip past them. I guess loot. Oh, hello. That's a weapon emplacement. Nope. Nope. No weapon emplacement for you. And hi. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, I destroyed it. I was about to say, you can actually take control of these. Or you can, you know, do what I did and blow them up. Also, my headset battery has run out. Really inconvenient time there. Thank you. Come back. There we go. Right.
You are guilty.
And area. And loot. I've got my priorities.
Kill the heretic.
Right. Let's buff up. And continue on. I don't need supplies. Okay. So the Inquisition is basically charged with looking into those things that threaten the Imperium on a really high level. Like, we're talking about major infestations and heresies and all that kind of jazz. Basically heresies, not just crimes or whatever. Although, yes, they can look into certain crimes, etc., but that's very rare. Inquisitors are also pretty rare. To say that, like, if you were on a planet as just a nobody, you would never see an Inquisitor is probably right. I mean, there's a lot of popularity around them, which make them appear more these days, but in reality, you would never really see an Inquisitor. They are beyond rare. There's probably only like a couple of hundred for each sector? And obviously each sector is billions upon billions of people. Okay, look, Rebel Sergeant, you're annoyingly tough for someone just standing there. There we go. Oi, come back here. I know I don't have to kill these people, I can just get the cognates, but they're gonna come running. I guess, yeah, make them come running. Come here.
Entry established.
Come here.
Harvesting data from
Oi!
compromised network. Warning. Hostile
I see that
units
grenade.
inbound.
No grenading me. Inquisitors also are pretty much independent. They only really report eventually to the Lords of Terror, which is
Suffer my pain.
effectively the final level of government in the Imperium. I mean, technically the Emperor is in charge of things, but the Emperor's also kind of almost dead on a throne in a life support machine, so he can't really do much governing. Yeah, it's heresy to say that. I would be definitely burned at the stake if I was lucky. Oi.
Die, heretic.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. But I know this is going really deep in the lore. This is a problem. As soon as you start talking about the lore, there's just so much connected to it. Oi. Stop
For the Emperor.
interfering.
Dynamic extraction complete.
AoE.
The harvested data is secure. Injecting purge protocols to compromised node.
You
Locate
are
next
guilty.
station.
Right. That's better. Either way, the Inquisition actually only finally report to the Lords of Terror. They don't report to your subsector governor, your sector governor, even the segmentum. The galaxy is divided into 5 segmentums. Segmentum Obscura, Pacifica, Tempestus, Solaris, which is the center one, and Ultima. Hey, I got them all. And then below the segmentums, you have your sectors, and then you have your subsectors, and then you have whatever division they have thereafter. Normally per system. Oi, thank you. I'm trying to explain things. Oi, I'm too close to you. There we go. AoE!
Die, heretic.
There we go.
Accessing hostile
And so
network.
Inquisitors
Data cipher
report
protocols
to...
initiated.
I think
Warning,
Inquisitors
enemy
actually report
response teams
pretty much straight away
nearby.
officially.
Prepare for
There'll be
contact.
people in the middle just for administrative purposes. But officially, they report straight away to the Lord Inquisitors of their Ordo. Normally it's the Lord Inquisitor in charge of their Ordo. Which means their order. What their little niche does. And then they report to the Lord Inquisitor of the, I think it's sector? It might be subsector. Who then reports to the subsector, to the sector. And then who reports to whatever they have for the segmentum. And then... Oi. And then straight to Terra. So they, at no point do they go into the politics outside of the Inquisition, which of course has a lot of politics. Oh dear God, does the Inquisition have a lot of politics. But they don't get involved in local law enforcement, they don't get involved in local politics, etc. They're completely independent of all of that in theory. Obviously that's not how it works in practice. Ooh, a chest. Yeah, that's fine. No, okay, let's leave. And so that allows them to investigate a lot of things and a lot of other branches of the Imperium where heresy might be. That's a big part of their job, is looking at other parts of the Imperium's infrastructure and being like, yeah, you're a heretic. Yeah, you're a heretic. All these nobles on this planet, heretics. And yeah, if they investigate nobles, it's difficult because the nobles will apply pressure on other people who apply pressure on other people who will try and influence the Inquisition, but they have no direct stop the Inquisition button. Whereas a lot of power in the Imperium as a whole is purely hierarchical. Like, you know, someone reports to someone else who can just stop the investigation or whatever. In theory, the Arbites are somewhat independent. They're independent of your local government. So the Arbites don't actually report officially to your local governor. In practice, there's a lot of power there, but technically they are independent of your local governor. No, nothing here I really need. Again, I've got really high level gear. Supply vessel is now in Inquisitorial quarantine. After a series of tests, auto-medici declare you untainted. We've also been able to harvest enough information to determine the cause of the incidents. Oh. All victims are exposed to a biochemical substance that triggered violent behavior. Said substance has been linked to an excommunicated member of the Adeptus Biologus who was involved in weapons research that was later deemed heretical. All research personnel were terminated under the Edict of Obliteration, with the exception of 2 senior tech priests, one of them being our target. Aha. The Adeptus Biologus is a subset of the Mechanicus, the tech priests. The people who worship an aspect of the Emperor as a machine god, sort of. It's complicated, but basically they are priests who worship technology. That's a good summary. I don't need to get any more deep in that lore. Oh god. Yeah. Inquisitors are kind of cool because they're completely independent and can just walk into a section and be like, hey, you are doing a heresy. And they'll be like, hey, but I've got friends. You'd be like, I don't care. In theory, obviously, like, there's a lot of interplay in politics and practice, but ultimately they can do effectively whatever they want, barring other Inquisitors, because then they'll be investigated for, did you do a thing right here? Because you did attack another Inquisitor with the same power as you. So normally you have to put an excommunication order on them, so that you're like, yeah, you're excommunicated because you've been a heretic, and then we kill you. And I think you need 3 Inquisitors to back that. It might vary between subsector. I like Inquisitors, okay? Anyway, this is me talking about lore and blowing up heretics, which is a pretty good combination. I think that's probably a good point to end this episode. So we found out after killing a whole load of mind-plagued peoples that Tech Priest has maybe done a bad. So we're going to have to deal with that Tech Priest. And then probably find out it's the Dark Elder behind it, because that was the picture on the art for the DLC. Anyway, I've been EnterElysium. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, do the liking, do the subscribing. Thank you again to Big Ben, not the tower, not the bell. The tower isn't Big Ben either. I'll mention that in episode 2, I guess. Be talking about the Inquisition. It's a complicated subject, and I've got feelings on it. I hope someone followed that, because I barely did, and I was saying it. Anyway, I've been EnterElysium. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Until next time, though, stay shiny. And there's a link down below. A link down below where you can do the game thing.